In this session, I will discuss about the fundamentals of the regression analysis. Regression analysis describes the way in which one variable is related to another variable and derives an equation model which can be used to estimate the unknown value of one variable on the basis of the known of the other variable. Here, and simply, if we see about the statement mentioned here, under the regression analysis, what we are going to do is here also we are going to find out a relationship among the variables. In the previous sessions, also in the previous sessions, we have discussed about finding the relationship among the variable as a numeric value. Under that, for if you are considering for the quantitative variables such as in the interval scale or the ratio scale, then at that point we have defined a technique called the Pearson's correlation coefficient. When we discuss about the Pearson's correlation coefficient, what we have done was we have find out the strength or the magnitude of the relationship using a numerical value. But if you come to the regression analysis, here what we are going to do is we are going to find out the strength or the form of the relationship in a form of an equation. Therefore, that the equation that we are finding out can be used to predict or estimate the value of a dependent variable if we are knowing or known value for the other variable. Generally, the known values we are categorizing under independent variable, and other variable would be just defined as the dependent variable. And if you are finding out or if you are modeling or if you are performing the regression analysis, then this technique provides the measure of errors that are likely to be involved in using the regression model to estimate the dependent variable. Here, the next important thing in the regression analysis is it is not only just identification or identifying the measure of the relationship among the variables. Here, once we have obtained an equation to find out the measure of the relationship among the variables, we can use that equation to find out or estimate the values. And when we are estimating the values, this leads to find out the errors of the estimates as well. Therefore, as an example, if you are obtaining a value, then it would be not the exact value as we are observing. Therefore, it will be just an estimated value. Since it is an estimated value, it will account for some error value as well. Therefore, using the regression analysis, we can find out such errors for the estimations as well. And if you are discussing about the correlation analysis and the regression analysis, it is quite those two techniques are quite in a similar manner. It is because using the both techniques, what we are going to do is we are going to identify the relationship between the two variables generally, which we are saying under the interval scale or the ratio scale variable. Therefore, the equality of these two techniques, the correlation analysis describes and the regression analysis describes the relationship among the variables. But if you are consider about the correlation analysis, when you are discussing about the correlation analysis, at that point we have just discussed about the linear relationships among the variables only. But if you are using the regression analysis, we can go for the higher order relationship among the variables as well. Not only limited for the linear relationship. If we need, we can apply it for the quadratic relationships or any biquadratic or cubic relationships, finding out those relationships as well. Therefore, regression is not limited for just for linear relationships. Therefore, it can be applied for any higher order relationships as well. But the next important thing is when we are consider about the correlation analysis. In that session also I have mentioned that if we are interchanging the variable, it will not affected on the final value that we are considering. Therefore, For the correlation analysis, we can interchange the variable x and y. But once we come for the regression analysis, we cannot change the variables as we wish. Therefore, when we are performing the regression analysis, first we need to find out what would be the independent variable and what would be the dependent variable. Generally, we are saying independent, or we are denoting independent variable by the x variable. Another names for the independent variable, we are naming as control variable, regression variable, and the explanatory variable. Therefore, when we are considering the x variable, it can be one variable or more variable, but under the regression analysis, we may have only one y variable, which we are saying as the dependent variable or the response variable. But in this session, I am not going to discuss about any higher order regression analysis as well as any multiple regression analysis as well. Here I am going to just discuss about the simple linear regression models only. Therefore, here also what we are going to do is we are going to find out the linear relationship among the variables using as an equation form, and also here we are just taking only one independent variable. That's why we are saying it as a simple regression. Here we are using one independent variable and one dependent variable only for the discussion of simple linear regression. If we are discussing about the simple linear regression used to study the relationship between one dependent variable and a single or one independent variable. And here, if we are using one independent variable, generally we are using one dependent variable, but if we are using one independent variable, then we are naming such a relationship or such regression as simple regression. But if the regression is in the form of linear form, then we can include the term linear as well in the closed simple regression. That's why we are saying such technique as the simple linear regression. Therefore, if we are finding out the linear relationship between one dependent variable and one independent variable, then the technique can be named as the simple linear regression. When we are fitting out, or when we are plotting the scatter plot, you may remember that I told that we may have several lines, but always we are using the best fitting line. As an example, if I draw it in here, suppose that if you are plotting, or if you are having the scatter plot, x-axis and y-axis having two variables, then suppose that this is the set of values that we have observed. And when we are obtaining the fitting line, then one may say that this may be the best fitting line. Another can tell that this would be, I am using another color to denote it. Another may say that this would be the best fitting line. And some other may comment that no, those two are not the best fitting lines. Then this would be the best fitting line. Likewise, there may be a set of lines that we can use to say as the lines which can be applied for this type of this set of data. But when you are fitting a line for this set of data, it should be a generalized, or it should be a line which satisfy for all the data points, not for a particular set of data points. It should be satisfied for all the data points. That's why we are saying it as the best fitting line. Therefore, if you are having a set of observations like this, then there should be only one best fitting line. Therefore, using the simple linear regression, here we are going to estimate what is this best fitting line. To identify the best fitting line, we can use the method that we are using here is said to be the least square method. Here I'm not going to discuss much more. I'm not going to elaborate or discuss much more regarding the least square method. Here we can show it using picture I have just included, and I'm not using this minimizing the errors, and those things would not be discussed here. But For your knowledge, we can have it as the least square method. Therefore, to find out the best fitting straight line for a set of data points like this, we can use the technique called as the least squares method. Therefore, this can be considered as a much more accurate method once we are fitting the best fitting line. Here, if you are see about this set of data, now you can see that these dots represent the data points, and here you can see that this line is supposed to be the best fitting line. And once we are having a best fitting line, we say that the errors may be included. Therefore, epsilon notations are included for the errors. And the slope of the line is denoted by beta 1, and the intercept is denoted by beta naught. But once we have fitted this line, then errors will not be included in the final model. Therefore, once we are fitting the line, then we are minimizing the errors. That's why we are saying it as the least squares method. Therefore, once we have fitted the line, then we may only have the values as, if I write it here, we may get the values as y equals beta naught hat plus beta 1 hat times x. Here we are not going to entertain any error terms here. It is because we are minimizing them. Then the final model would be in the form of y equals beta naught hat plus beta 1 hat x. Therefore, since we are estimating these two parameters, beta naught and beta 1, we can use them, or we can show them using the hat notation as well. Here, this is just a notation only, beta naught hat and beta 1 hat. The estimating of the parameters beta naught hat and beta 1 hat can be obtained using the set of equations provided here. Beta naught hat can be obtained as y bar minus beta 1 hat times x bar. And to obtain the value of beta naught, we need the value for beta 1 hat as well. And beta 1 hat can be obtained using the equation summation of xy minus n x bar times y bar over summation of x squared minus n x bar squared. Therefore, using these two equations, we can simply obtain the values for beta 1 and beta naught. Since we are estimating these two values, then we are denoting it as the beta 1 hat and beta naught hat, where beta naught hat is supposed to be the intercept parameter and beta 1 hat is supposed to be the slope parameter for the regression line. Based on the value of the beta 1 hat, it means that the based on the value that we are getting for the slope, we can just have a comment on the type of the relationship. We can just comment that whether it is a positive relationship, negative relationship, or no relationship among the variables. If you are getting if you are getting the value 0 for the beta 1 hat, the estimated value for slope, if you are getting this value as 0, it implies that there is no any slope. Since there is no any slope, you will get a line which is parallel to the x-axis. Therefore, we can comment on that as there is no relationship among the x variable and the y variable. But if you are getting a positive value for beta 1 hat, then we can comment on the final value as or the regression model that we have obtained. Then we can comment as there is a positive relationship among the variable. Therefore, based on the value of beta 1 hat, we are commenting whether it is positive or negative, and we are not going to comment on beta naught for finding out whether it is positive or negative. Therefore, just by using the value for estimated value for beta 1, if it becomes 0, then we can say that there is no relationship. If beta 1 hat is a positive value, then we are saying that there is a positive relationship among the variables. If beta 1 hat is a negative value, which is less than 0, then we can say that there is a negative relationship among the variables. That is how we are commenting on the relationship among the variables based on the value that we are getting for beta 1 hat or the slope parameter. Now we'll move for an example for the discussion or elaborating for regression analysis technique. But prior to discuss this example, I would like to mention this as well. when we are moving for the obtaining the simple linear regression, it would be much more appropriate if you obtain the scatter plot and check whether the linear relationship exists or not. Otherwise, if we are, even though the scatter plot does not show a linear relationship, and if you are trying to find out a linear relationship, then it will lead to error calculation. It will lead to calculations with much more errors. Therefore, prior to move for the regression analysis based having consideration with the simple linear regression as the first thing, we need to obtain the scatter plot and we need to have a visual confirmation that there is a the fitted line is a straight line. That's why we can identify that it is a linear regression. If we can find out a linear regression, then we can model it using the simple linear regression technique. Now, if you are moving for the example in here, a study was reported in a medical journal suggests that the peak heart rate of an individual can reach during intensive exercise decreases with age. Here it says that according to a study, it has found out that the individual can reach during the intensive or the peak heart rate, at the point or at the time of intensive exercise decreases with age. It means that as the age decreases, the peak heart rate also decreasing. Therefore, that's this medical journal suggests, and a cardiologist, suppose that a cardiologist want to do his own study on this as well. Therefore, the cardiologist has selected 9 patients, and then he has noted down the age as well as the heart rate for a particular patient. And here you can see that the set of data obtained for age and the peak heart rate for the each patient or each element that he or she has taken for the observation. Then he just here what we are going to do is, as the first thing, we are asked to construct a scatter plot. Then we are asked to compute the coefficient of correlation, and we are asked to compute the regression coefficients, and thereafter we are asked to predict the peak heart rate for an individual with age of 35 and 47. As the first part, we can see that we are asked to construct this scatter plot. When we are constructing the scatter plot here, since it is asked to compute the regression coefficient, we may use the regression analysis technique. Therefore, as a principle or as a norm, I will first identify the variables, what would be the independent variable and what would be the dependent variable. Here, according to the medical journal, which suggests about the peak heart rate, they say that as with the age, it means that as the increase of the age, the peak heart rate will be decreased. Therefore, the heart rate depends on the age. Therefore, we can say that age is the independent variable and heart rate will be the dependent variable. Therefore, according to the situation, we need to find out. It is because if we are changing the age, then we can say that the heart rate would be changed according to this medical journal suggests. But if we are changing the heart rate of a patient, it will not, what we can say as, it will not change the age of a person, but in the other way around it could be happen. Therefore, we can say that age would be the independent variable and heart rate would be the dependent variable. Therefore, we can say that since age is the independent variable, we can name age as the X variable and heart rate would be the Y variable. Therefore, you can try for the first two parts by yourself, since we have discussed about constructing the scatter plot and the computing the coefficient of correlation. Here in the first part, you can construct a scatter plot to find out whether there is a linear relationship. And by assuming that there is a linear relationship, I will continue the calculation for furthermore. Here it is to construct the scatter plot, and then we can compute the coefficient of correlation. Here what we can do is we need to obtain the Pearson's correlation coefficient as the second part of this calculation, but I'm skipping those two parts since we have already discussed about the constructing scatter plots and the computing the coefficient of correlation. But anyhow, you can try for them by yourselves. And now I will stay directly move for the discussion of the computing of the regression coefficients. Hereby assuming that there exists a linear relationship among the variables and the scatter plot suggests a linear behavior for the data. Therefore, I will directly move for the computing of the regression coefficients. But prior to move for the calculation, what I need to do is I need to write down the model that I'm having. If it is a linear regression model, I should obtain a model in the form of y equals beta naught hat plus beta 1 hat times x. And here we need to name my x variable and the y variable. Our x variable would be the age, what we are saying as the independent variable, and y variable would be the heart rate. I am abbreviated using HR, heart rate, and it would be the dependent variable. Therefore, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to I'm going to find out the values for beta naught. I need to estimate the value of beta naught hat, and I need to estimate the value of beta 1 hat as well. To estimate these two values, what we can do is we can use the equations. The equations are provided as beta naught hat can be obtained using y bar minus beta 1 hat times x bar, and beta 1 hat can be obtained using summation of xy minus n x bar times y bar over summation of x squared minus n x bar squared. Using these two equations, we can obtain the value for beta naught hat and beta 1 hat. Therefore, first I am going to obtain beta 1 hat since it is used to obtain the value for beta naught hat. To obtain the value for beta 1 hat, we need summation of xy, we need summation of x squared. Therefore, as the first thing, I am rewrite the values mentioned in this table. Therefore, I am taking my first column as the age variable and I am taking second column as the variable heart rate. Therefore, if I construct the table in this way, here we can see the age as my x variable, and I can construct the next variable heart rate. It is the y variable. Now we can compute this, we can write down the values for the age and heart rate. Age was observed values are 30, another 30, then 40, 20, it is again 20, 45, 30, 45, and 50. These are the values obtained for the 9 patients or the 9 observed people. And for the person with age 30, the maximum or the peak heart rate was obtained as 190. Then the value was 180. Then for the third person, again it is 180. Then 200, 195. Then 170, 185, 175, and for the last one, it was observed as 165. To obtain the value for beta 1 hat, since we need the summation of xy and summation of x bar, x squared, first I am obtaining the values of x squared and then I am obtaining the values for x, y. First I am going to obtain the set of values x squared and xy. If you are taking the x squared values, here it is 30 squared, here we will get it as 100, then another 900, then 1600, Then similar way, we'll get the values 400. And for the next column, we need the values of x times y. X times y can be obtained by multiplying the first column value with the second column value. Then 30 multiplied with 190. Then we'll get the value as 5700. Then 30 multiplied with 180. We'll get the value as 5400. Then similar way, we'll get the values. Now we can need to take the summations of these columns. It is because those will be needed for the calculation. Here we'll get summation of x, summation of y, summation of x squared, and summation of xy. Once we get the summation or the totals of the columns, for the first column we'll get the value as 310. For the second column, we'll get it as 1640 summation of the set of values. Then for the third column, it would be 11,650. And for the fourth column, we'll get it as 55,525. Now we are having the values, and if you write them separately, what are the values we have obtained? Summation of x obtained as 310. Summation of y 1640. Then summation of x squared obtained as 11,650, and summation of xy obtained as 55,525, and value of n observed as 9. Now we need to substitute these values. First, I'm computing the beta 1 hat. It is because it is used to compute compute the intercept parameter. It is because beta 1 hat is used in the equation which used to compute the beta naught hat. Then we can compute the value for beta 1 hat first. Then it can be taken as summation of xy. I write the equation. Summation of xy minus n times x bar times y bar over summation of x squared minus n x bar squared. Here we can perform the calculation. Summation of xy 55,525 minus value of n is 9. Then value of x bar, without using the decimal values, I am still using the fractions to have much more accurate calculations. Then 310 divided by 9. It is the value for x bar. It is because you all are aware about calculation of mean value. We can get it as summation of x divided by n. Then using the similar concept, we can obtain the value for y bar as well. It can be obtained as y bar. It is summation of y 1640. Then divided by 9. Then this is entirely divided by summation of x squared. We will get it as 1650 minus n times x bar squared. Value of n is 9. Then x bar 310 over 9, and its square term is used. Therefore, once you perform the calculation, you will get the value for beta 1 hat equals to minus 0.99. Here you will get accurate to 2 decimal places. We'll get the value for beta 1 hat as minus 0.99. Therefore, as soon as we see it is a negative value, then we can see that it is a negative linear relationship. Therefore, the journal say, what the journal say is again proving it is because the heart rate decreases with the age. It means that there is a negative relationship between the age and the heart rate. It means that as the age increases, the heart rate or the peak heart rate will be again decrease. Now we need to find out the value for beta naught hat as well. Beta naught hat, it can be taken as y bar minus beta 1 hat x bar. Now we need to substitute the values. Instead of y bar, I am taking 1640 divided by 9 minus value of beta 1 hat. It is minus 0.99. Then value of x bar. It is 310 divided by 9. Performing this calculation, you will get the value of beta naught hat as 216.32. Therefore, you will get the value of beta naught hat as 216.32. Therefore, by combining the value for beta naught and beta 1, you can construct the model where this y equals beta naught hat. What we found out was in the form of beta naught hat times beta 1 hat times x. Then we can take, instead of y, we can say it is equal to the heart rate that we are getting. Heart rate equals beta naught hat is 216.32. Here it is plus times this beta 1 hat, it is a negative value. Therefore, plus multiplied with minus value, we will get it as simply minus 0.99 times x is the age that we are getting. Therefore, this would be the final model that we are having. But we are asked to compute the regression coefficients. Therefore, the regression coefficients are beta 1 hat and beta naught hat. Now we have find out the model, appropriate model for the relationship among the age and heart rate. Now you can see that the relationship among the age and heart rate was now shown in a linear form, but in the previous sessions, the techniques that we have used in the previous sessions, we just obtain a numeric value and comment on the strength of the relationship only. Now we can move for the next part. In the next part, it says that predict the peak heart rate of the individuals with age of 35 and age of 47. Now we are asked to compute the heart rate if a person is having the age is 35. Then to find the heart rate at a person with having the age 35, I am denoting it in this way for part D. Then this we can substitute. Now we know that age is 35 and we need to compute the heart rate. Then we can do the substitution. It is 216.32 minus 0.99. Instead of age, now we can substitute the value as 35. It is because they are asked to compute the heart rate of a person having the age 35. Then we can say that the value, once you perform the calculation, you will get this value as 181.67. And as the next part, it is asking about another calculation needs to be done. It is because they are asking for the peak heart rate for an individual with 47 as well. Then for a person having the age 47, therefore the heart rate for age of person having the age of 47, then we can take it as 216.32 minus 0.99. Here now, instead of age, we need to substitute the value as 47. Then performing this calculation, we'll get this as 169.79. Therefore, this is how we are predicting the values or estimating. Rather than predicting, we can say it as estimating. It is because these two ages are both the ages provided are within the limits or within the region or the interval of the age that we have taken for this study. Therefore, we can estimate the values for the heart rate, or we can estimate the value for the dependent variable once we know the value for the independent variable. And this is all what I need to discuss for this session. And thank you for